Do you know what game is 4 games in one? This one is. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel, and today we are going to talk about 4 games in one. It is called Sierra West, but you already knew that because you saw the title of this video. So, yeah, this is basically 4 games in one. So, you use kind of the same rules with a little bit difference from game to game, but in essence, they play pretty similar but still very different. Just get down to the table. Let me show you what you get inside this box, and then we'll talk some more about it. Okay, let's check out Sierra West. So first of all, rules and rules are rules are all over the place. So this is a game with the 4 modules, and all of those modules use some of the same rules. So you will have to. The rule book is. I was a little bit confused by it, but at the end I managed to figure out how it works. But I don't know, for some strange reason I had trouble reading through it. But once I understood what all of these different things do, it was no problem at all. So yeah, uh, there's the rulebook. This is a 4 module game, so be prepared for some stuff. So basically, in this game, you will have like this stand over here, and you will build a pyramid of cards up here, and you will flip those cards, put them in your deck. So this is sort of a deck building game, and you will use those cards to manipulate your roads. So we have some, of course, this is like, oh, these are just explain you how the game works, what can you do on your turn, stuff like that. I didn't even use those because the game is pretty easy. Once you get it, it's pretty easy. So yeah, basically each of the players will get one of these boards, and they're a bit double-sided. They have a really interesting mechanic that I want to show you as soon as I find where the cards are. Oh my god, where are the cards for this game? I was sure. Oh, here they are. So every time I plays this game completely different. So each of the players will get a standard set of cards. So, and depending on the module, you will get some extra cards in your deck. And what you do on your turn is you will take 3 cards, you will shuffle your deck, you will take 3 cards, and you will decide how you want to put them on your board. And you are putting them in a way that you are building yourself a road, for example, like this, and then you need to slide this underneath. So I should have put this one first, and for example, you sort them like this, and now you have, as you can see, you have 2 meeples. Let me just find the meeples. So no, yeah, these are the meeples. So you have 2 different meeples that you can use throughout the game, and you will use them. Oh my god, I can't catch the guy. And you will use them to go onto these roads. So this one will always move on this like a dirt road, and this guy will always move onto this like a green grassy road. And once you are moving here, you will gather some different these are pelt actions, so you will gather some depending which animals you will get some animals depending which animals you hunted down. The beaver will bring you wood, the fox will bring you stone, stuff like that. And if you play the boots, you can move on the pyramid on the main board that is like a big mountain of cards, like a pyramid shaped mountain of cards. And you will move along with this little fellow over here that we have. So this guy over here will move on that mountain, and you will collect cards. And it is pretty hard. I find it pretty hard to explain how this game works. So yeah, you will move around these 2 things. You will activate the cards at the end of your turn that will earn you some points, or you can other players can hunt animals. And yeah, basically that's what you're doing in your on your turn. And on other player turns, you can hunt animals that they found on their cards. For example, in this example that I just show you, I had a beaver and a bear, so I would tell other players that they can trap any of those animals if they want to, but then they probably won't be able to activate some. As you can see, there are some places for different houses that gives you abilities, but if you decide to trap an animal, you need to put a guy over here. That means that he can't anymore go into this house, or this guy goes into one of these three houses. But if he ends up here, he immediately on your turn needs to go up. He can't go back to the house and then go up, stuff like that. So you always trade some for some, and that is basically how the game works. Now, as I told you, there are 4 different modules. So you will collect, of course, all kinds of resources. So stone, food. You will also have a wood and gold tokens, just the regular stuff. You have all kinds of different little houses that you can put up here that will give you some special abilities to get some extra movement, stuff like that. And these are just tokens for if you gather like a lot of resources, so you get 5 of each if the resource gets to deplete or something like that. You also get a dice and a mule in this game. The mule is super cool thing to have, and of course each player will get the same amount of tokens and animals to trap. And depending if you are playing the module, the apple orchard module, you will get to trap some elks. Each of the player will get one of those. And if you play with the fish module with the banjos and stuff, you will get to trap raccoons, and you also have a fish as a resource. And there's, as you can see, the cards that come with this game basically are the cards that will create the mountain, and also each of the players will get one special card just for that scenario or module, however you want to call it. And of course there's also like bandits, and here you can trap the badgers. And there's also, I believe that this is the Gold Rush expansion, and there's also a solo deck of cards for playing solo, which I did not play, and you get a lot of silica gel. So basically, yeah, that's everything that comes in here in this game. Now, of course, I forgot there's some promo goats in here and all sorts of different boards. So these 2 boards are used in every game. These will bring you lots of points, different things, and these are just special modules. These are for apples and for catching fish, because once you catch a fish, you can exchange it if you go back for a resource or for a lot of gold if you manage to catch lots of the same fish. And yeah, that's everything that comes in the box of Sierra West. Okay, so that was Sierra West, and I'll be honest, I went into this game without knowing what to expect, and when I realized there are 4 different modules in here, I was terrified because I kind of don't like these types of games when they give you like all bunch of different modules, and then you have to incorporate these cards with this module, these components if you want to play this module. And in this game you can't combine modules, so you decide which module of the 4 you want to play, and you use components for that. You can't mix and match different modules, have that in mind. And when you get all these different modules, and I'm terrified of those things, because sometimes like preparation takes too much of your time, and you're really like, oh man, once I prepare all this game, I lose interest in playing it. And somehow Sierra West is not like that. Somehow Sierra West does it in a really great way, in such a great way that I was surprised how good actually the game is. As I said in my intro, you get 4 games with just 1 game. That this is insane. I know it sounds insane, but if you buy this box, you are effectively buying 4 different games. They have similar set of rules, how you will set up the game and everything, but the modules play completely different. So let's talk a little bit about the modules. So there is 4 modules in here. First one is I think called Apples or something. Wait, let me just, so I can be Apple Hill mode 1. Apple Hill. This is a introductory mode. So this is they recommend you to play this mode first. Now it has a little bit of not take that, but a little bit of interaction between players, because in this module you are basically in all modules you will have this mountain of cards, as I already showed you, and you will be climbing on top of those and stuff like that. And collecting those apples, collecting those cards, building your deck, creating those roads for yourself. And this module is introductory module, and I don't know. I think it is okay, but it is definitely not my favorite. I would say it is second favorite. No, third favorite module. Yeah, basically, it is just straightforward, simple, with a little bit of interaction between players because those apples that you are picking, you are putting in the same basket, sort of say. So if you produce some apples and you don't manage to spend them on your turn, other players, when it's their turn, they can do that. So you can always help other players. So you have to be very careful how you do all those things. And once all these cards are laid down and collected, the game ends. You score the points. Whoever has the most points is the winner. The second module, the one with the fishes, boats and banjos, that module is definitely my favorite one. In those modules, you are introduced to a new resource, that the fishes that you can trade for different stuff, and it is just wonderful module. It works the best, at least for me. I like it the most out of all of those, and yeah, it has also those banjos. It has banjos, so you have like two little guys that when you are moving your two guys, they need to the upper one and the lower one need to end up on some spaces, so they have like a battle of banjos of sorts, and then they can move on. Otherwise, they can't proceed, and that's just wonderful, wonderful. I really like that, but mostly I like those fishes. They were really interesting component to the game. The third one is Gold Rush, where you are basically mining for gold. Now this module introduced dice, and at first I thought I would hate it because this game did not feel like a game that needs dice, that needs like some little bit of random effect going on. But dice actually works pretty nice in this one, and I liked it. I really did, and I think it's a great module. I enjoyed it very much. Basically, you are digging for gold. In those previous ones, the gold was usually used to trade it for different things, but in this one, the gold can bring you, and gold brings you points at the end of the game. But in this one, you can earn a pretty nice amount of gold during the game, and score it like lots of points, because I mean it's a gold rush. Of course, the gold will worth more in this module, and I like how the digging work with those dice and throwing dice. So I like that very much. It is a little bit of randomish, but you stick some dynamite and you never know if there's a goal behind it or not. So it kind of simulates that very well. And the last one was Outlaws and Outposts. Is that correct? Yeah, Outlaws and Outposts. That module didn't sit particularly well with me. It's those outlaws, they are attacking and you are shooting at them. And here I didn't like the dice because dice can be really mean sometimes, and then you can fall behind. Sort of. I don't know. I don't know how to talk about this module. I really don't know. I think that's the module I would play the least in the future, if ever. It just didn't click with me. So basically, this game is three games in a box instead of four, as I said in the intro. But basically, we get four games, and first three are pretty fun and interesting. But the fourth one, I really didn't like. I don't say it's bad. I wouldn't say it's bad. I wouldn't say the game because of it it's bad. It didn't sit well with me. It was too much of a random effect. No, I'm not really sure how to explain it. Everything I say would be a lie, sort of. I was really like, I don't know. I just don't know. But my final uh, verdict on it would be that it is an interesting game, and incorporating modules, incorporating different cards with different modules is super easy, super straightforward. You can easily at the end of the game take everything apart and store it all the modules differently, and I like that very much. So yeah, that is that. I have nothing more to say. I like everything about it except the fourth module. So take it or leave it. I think still it's a bargain to get three games in a box of one. So yeah, that is that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you didn't, you should definitely subscribe and follow all the other things we do on this channel. We have all kinds of different things. But yeah, that is that. I also have a Patreon. Do check out that one. And yeah, Please do join me next time when I will be switching lights on and off like in a stroboscope way. So be sure to not have epilepsy, otherwise it would be a really bad video for you. I don't know where I'm going with this one. Until then, pozdrav.